The bold and the beautiful. Luna knows always lies, manipulations, and the Spencer family crisis that could destroy everything in the ever-volatile world of the bold and the beautiful. Power is currency. Love is rarely pure, and truth is usually the first casualty. And now, at the eye of the storm stands Luna Nozoa, pregnant, cornered, and playing the most dangerous game of her life. Her relationship with Will Spencer is unraveling under the weight of lies, secrets, and a pregnancy built on manipulation. Luna's decision to deceive not just Will, but the entire Spencer family, has pushed the narrative into uncharted, explosive territory. The stakes are higher than ever. The fallout could be irreversible. And the question lingers, is Luna changing, or is she just getting better at the game? It all began with a single decision: Luna targeting Will Spencer at his lowest. He was vulnerable, intoxicated, emotionally unmoored. She saw an opportunity and took it. Now, she claims she's pregnant. But rather than owning the truth, Luna made a calculated move. She publicly pinned the pregnancy on Remy Price. Why? Because if Will and the Spencers knew the truth that Luna manipulated Will into fathering a child without his knowledge or consent, the consequences would be devastating. Not just for her, but for the baby. So Luna did what she does best, spun a story, played the victim, and prayed it would buy her time. The problem is, it won't last. The cracks are already showing. Will Spencer isn't just confused, he's starting to connect the dots. The timeline, the circumstances, the way Luna avoided him after their night together, it all reeks of deception. And Will isn't the naive boy Luna thought he was. He's a Spencer. He's been raised by Bill Spencer, one of the most ruthless men in Los Angeles. Lies don't stay hidden long in that family. And Will is already sensing that Luna's version of events doesn't add up. Bill Spencer, of course, is livid. The moment he caught wind of the pregnancy, he began moving. Quietly, strategically. And now that Luna's pinned the child on Remy, a man with no status, no power, and no clear incentive to protect her, Bill smells blood. He knows a cover-up when he sees one. He knows manipulation when it walks through his door, bathed in tears and wrapped in fake sincerity. And he knows what it looks like when someone tries to sink their claws into the Spencer name. He's seen it before. And he's not going to let it happen again. Katie Logan is standing right beside him. She's furious, protective, heartbroken that her son could have been violated, taken advantage of in such a vile, calculated way. The idea that Luna used Will for a baby, a tool, a bargaining chip, is sickening. And Katie wants justice. She wants clarity. She wants to strip Luna of every ounce of leverage she thinks she has. That means medical tests, blood work, DNA, whatever it takes. Katie's not resting until the truth is on the table, no matter how messy it gets. And it's going to get messy. Because while Luna pretends to find solace in Remy's name being on her lips, the reality is that she's juggling too many lies at once. Remy knows he's not the father. He's not stupid. But he also knows Luna is desperate, and desperation makes people dangerous. She's threatened. She's scared. And she's capable of saying or doing anything to keep herself from being swallowed by the truth. Remy is caught in a crossfire he never asked for. And if he pushes too hard, Luna might drag him down with her. Meanwhile, Will's suspicions are mounting. He remembers fragments from that night, bits and pieces, a haze, the feeling of something being off, of Luna being too eager, too present, too prepared. He thought it was a one-night mistake. Now it might be the defining trauma of his life. And he's starting to realize that the more he questions, the more Luna dodges. The more he tries to be honest, the more she hides behind half-truths and tearful performances. Will is waking up to the truth. He might not have had any say in becoming a father. And that revelation is shattering everything. Enter Finn. John Finnegan, the reluctant participant pulled into the storm. Finn is being asked to confirm the pregnancy, to verify paternity, to provide neutral ground for two warring sides, even as he battles his own inner conflict. Because Finn isn't just a doctor. He has history with Luna. And now, seeing her again, pregnant, vulnerable, dangerous, it's throwing him into emotional chaos. His medical training demands objectivity, but his instincts are screaming that Luna is a threat not just to the Spencers, but to the fragile peace that he's fought to protect in his own family. Steffi Forrester is about to re-enter the picture. She's been away, rebuilding, healing. But when she hears Luna's name again tied to Will, tied to scandal, she comes back ready to fight. Steffi never trusted Luna. Not with her family. Not with Finn. And now that Luna's entangled with the Spencers, Steffi's worst fears are coming true. Her return will be explosive. She confront Finn. She confront Bill. And she go after Luna with everything she has. Because Luna isn't just a liar. She's dangerous. And Steffi knows it. The real tragedy is the unborn child at the center of this war. If Luna is pregnant and the child is Will's, what kind of life will that baby have? Raised under the shadow of a lie. Constantly used as leverage in power struggles. Caught between a mother fighting to stay out of prison and a father questioning if he was violated. It's not a love story. It's a cautionary tale. And Luna, what does she really want? That's the question no one can answer. She claims she wants redemption, a second chance, a future. But everything she does points to the opposite. The calculated lies, the emotional manipulation, the refusal to come clean even as the walls close in. Luna isn't trying to change. She's just evolving, sharpening her tactics, using pregnancy and motherhood as her next weapon. And that's what makes this storyline so volatile. It's not just about a baby. It's about power, control, survival. Luna is cornered, and she's fighting like a wild animal. She knows she can't run. She knows the Spencers won't rest. So she's gambling it all on one last lie that she can spin this pregnancy into protection, into legitimacy, into a reason to be kept around. But Bill Spencer doesn't protect liars. Katie Logan doesn't sympathize with predators. Will Spencer doesn't forget betrayal. And Steffi Forrester doesn't forgive threats to her family. The truth is coming. The test results will be in. And when they are, Luna Nozawa will either be exposed as the most dangerous manipulator in Los Angeles, or she double down, twist the facts, and start the next phase of her deception. Either way, the game isn't over. It's just getting started. And for the Spencers, the Forresters, and everyone caught in Luna's web, the cost of truth may be higher than anyone is prepared to pay. The bold and the beautiful, Luna Nozawa's twisted plot to control Remy Price blows up in a battle for power, lies, and survival in the cutthroat world of the bold and the beautiful. No manipulation goes unnoticed for long. And no secret stays buried forever. Luna Nozawa's latest stunt might be her most dangerous yet a calculated, cold, and deeply twisted attempt to use a child not as a blessing, but as a weapon. Her target, Remy Price, a man she once called a friend, someone she shared drinks and laughs with, and now the man she claims is the father of her child. The catch, Remy is gay, proud, and has publicly and clearly stated he's not attracted to women. But Luna's story is different. Luna says they accidentally slept together after drinking. And now she's spinning that one hazy night into a chain, a leash, a trap designed to keep Remy under her thumb no matter the cost. At the center of this spiraling drama is a positive pregnancy test and a web of lies that threatens to entangle not only Luna and Remy but the entire social fabric of those around them. Luna's manipulation is surgical. She knows Remy's truth. She knows his sexuality. She knows his vulnerabilities. And still, she exploits them. She plays on his guilt, his confusion, and his deeply human desire to do the right thing. She tells him the baby is his. She says they had sex while drunk. She paints herself as the victim of circumstance, a scared woman caught in a mistake. But underneath that soft voice and tear-stained face is a cold, calculating core that sees Remy not as a partner, but as a puppet. Remy, at first, is overwhelmed, confused, disoriented. He doesn't remember anything happening that night. They were drunk, yes, but for him, there was no attraction, no spark, no consent. And yet, Luna swears it happened. She doesn't just suggest it, she insists on it. She tells him that it was mutual, that it was confusing, but real, that they crossed a line, but now there are consequences. And suddenly, Remy finds himself being dragged into a role he never asked for: father, partner, protector, all for a child he doesn't even believe is his. But it's not just about the baby. Luna makes it clear. She needs his cooperation. She needs his silence. She needs him to publicly support her version of events. She warns him that if he refuses, she tell everyone he abandoned his responsibilities. She framed him as a coward, a liar, someone ashamed of a child he helped create. For Luna, it's all leverage. The child is her shield, her sword, her strategy. And she's using it to hold Remy hostage, emotionally and socially. Remy tries to stay calm. He wants proof. He wants to understand. He agrees to a paternity test. But Luna stalls. She changes the subject. She cries. She says the stress isn't good for the baby. She tells him they need to focus on what's best for the child, not dig into the past. And slowly, Remy begins to realize the truth. He's being manipulated, controlled, used. The internal conflict begins to build. Remy is a man of integrity. He spent his life living authentically, fighting for his identity, refusing to be boxed into anyone's version of who he should be. And now he's being cornered, blackmailed emotionally with a baby he may not have fathered, by a woman who's treating him like a pawn. It shakes him. It terrifies him. But more than anything, it infuriates him. The tension between them begins to crack through the surface. Luna wants total control. She tells Remy how to speak, where to go, what to say when people ask. She coaches him on how to act like a concerned father. She pressures him to make social media posts that support her narrative. And each time he hesitates, each time he questions, she tightens the grip. She brings up the night again. She reopens the wound. We were both confused, she says. But the baby's real. You're the father. You need to take responsibility. It's psychological warfare dressed in maternal instinct. And it's eating Remy alive. As the days pass, Remy begins to withdraw. He starts seeking advice from close friends. He questions his memory of that night. He searches for security footage. He wonders if maybe he was drugged. Because nothing makes sense. How could this have happened? Why would Luna lie? And if she's telling the truth, why does every part of it feel so wrong? Meanwhile, Luna doubles down. She knows the truth is slipping. She sees the doubt in Remy's eyes. And so, she pivots. She starts spinning a new narrative, one where Remy is afraid of public backlash. One where Remy is hiding because of shame. She subtly plants the idea that Remy is rejecting his child, not because he doubts her story, but because he doesn't want the world to see him as a father. She uses his sexuality as ammunition. You're afraid people will think less of you, she whispers. You're afraid they'll say a gay man shouldn't be raising a child. But I don't think that. I need you. The baby needs you. Please, don't leave us. It's emotional blackmail at its most manipulative. And Remy, already isolated, already questioning his own reality, begins to feel trapped in a prison of perception. He knows Luna is lying, but how does he prove it? How does he get out? And what will happen if he fights back? The storm builds. Finn starts asking questions. Bill Spencer and Katie Logan get wind of the situation. Will Spencer hears whispers that Luna is using Remy to avoid another scandal. And the walls begin closing in. Because the truth is, Luna's lies are not sustainable. The baby is real, but who the father is remains a mystery. And Luna's desperate need to control the narrative is pushing her closer and closer to exposure. The moment a real paternity test is forced, her entire house of cards could come crashing down. And when it does, Remy won't just be a victim, he'll be a witness. A man with nothing left to lose and everything to say. The question now is, will Remy speak before it's too late? Will he find the courage to break free from Luna's grip? Or will Luna succeed in rewriting reality once again using a child, a lie, and a lifetime of guilt to bend everyone around her to her will? In the bold and the beautiful, lies never stay buried. And when the truth explodes, no one walks away clean. Luna Nozawa may think she has control. She may think she's winning. But she's underestimated one thing, the strength of someone pushed too far. Remy Price is about to push back. And when he does, Luna's empire of lies might burn to the ground.